The U.S. will take over the Gaza Strip, and we will do a job with it, too. We'll own it and be responsible for dismantling all of the dangerous unexploded bombs and other weapons on the site, level the site and get rid of the destroyed buildings, level it out, create an economic development that will supply unlimited numbers of jobs and housing for the people of the area.
What authority would allow you to do that? Are you talking about a permanent occupation there?
I do see a long-term ownership position, and I see it bringing great stability to that part of the Middle East and maybe the entire Middle East. And everybody I've spoken to, this was not a decision made lightly. Everybody I've spoken to loves the idea of the United States owning that piece of land, developing and creating thousands of jobs with something that will be magnificent in a really magnificent area that nobody would know. Nobody can look because all they see is death and destruction.
I mentioned again tonight our 3 goals, and the third goal is to make sure that Gaza never poses a threat to Israel again. President Trump is taking it to a much higher level. He sees a different future for that piece of land that has been the focus of so much terrorism, so many attacks against us, so many trials and so many tribulations. He has a different idea, and I think it's worth paying attention to this.
So here we go, man. Here we go. Trump is going to make America great again by giving all the top billionaires on earth $500 billion worth of American money to go towards AI, which is, I've already shown you, every single solitary person that hasn't had a gun put to his head that develops AI and has been developing AI, including the godfather of AI, has come out and said, AI will kill humanity, and we've given it all the weapons it could possibly have. Every single piece of hardware that our military owns, all 4 branches of the military, is AI compatible and has been for over 12 years now. I showed you this a decade ago, and now it's all coming to fruition. But the president that's going to make America great again is going to get us into a war in the middle of the Middle East to take over Gaza that Israel has no right in the world even being there whatsoever at all. The Rothschilds put them in place in 1947. They've been playing the race card ever since, and Israel is no friend to America whatsoever at all. I've shown you this article before, and this is in the Times of Israel. The NSA document highlights Israel #1 espionage in the U.S. The biggest threat to the United States is Israel spying on us at all times. Israel does spy on the U.S., according to the Times of Israel, but in a wide variety of ways that just can't be reduced to handling a clandestine agent like 𝗦𝗵𝗿𝗆. The magazine quoted the sources saying, "There are many players at work." I'm sure there are many players at work, because remember this.
Just before 10 a.m., a call comes through from the vice president.
I could hear a noise on the phone. I looked around, and I could see that the desk in front of me was shaking. I didn't know what that was. People going under the desk. I heard the chief of the department yell, "The tower has come down. The tower has come down."
You remember that? Because I do too. I tried to re-enlist September 11th, 2001 at about 10:45 Eastern Standard Time. I had just dropped my wife up at work. The towers have already been hit, and as I'm driving back to my house, I hear that the Pentagon got hit, and I knew we were at war. And I fell for it hook, line, and sinker. But here's the deal. the dancing Israelis, the Israeli art project, you remember that? Which made absolutely no sense whatsoever at all, except the greatest conspiracies are not actually hidden, just fragmented into different pieces like a puzzle right before our eyes. 𝗙𝗲𝗯𝗿𝗂, whoever she is, there you go. But this made absolutely zero sense at all. These guys were literally planting all these things in here, and that's exactly what it all came down to. We saw the towers fall, period. It's an amazing thing, and people don't want to see it for what it is, but it's all going to get much worse. Much, much worse, because Trump is going to send troops to Gaza, because Israel hasn't done enough damage in Gaza at all. You know, they're just defending themselves like this. Absolutely slaying. I think the percentage of people that are getting killed in Gaza are 45% children. I might be off on that number, but look at this. That's the Gaza Strip. These people already lived in an absolute open air martial law testing facility, surrounded by concrete and gates and nonstop IDF soldiers that if they moved in the wrong way, they got beat down, locked up, and then killed. And I mean, it's just astonishing how people don't see this. And what bums me out, what sucks for us, is because we're not right wing. We're not red pilled. These guys stole this from us. All these dudes running around that are still on the internet with their giant live streams and everything else. We were talking about this when these guys were just kids. Seriously. It bums me out that these guys somehow stole the thunder and then turned it, because they don't go as deep as we'll go. You see what I'm saying? Talking about this stuff right here, this is how you get kicked off the internet. Ask me how I know. The atrocities are insane. And now we're going to send the U.S. military. We're going to pay, again, everything that they take from you at the point of a gun via the IRS ends up in the hands of Israel. And somehow Israel, with the biggest military in the world, they can't take care of this thing in Gaza. They need the United States military to come in. It's insane. Look at this 9-year-old kid. 3 IDF soldiers, fully rigged out with all the latest technology in the world, beating up a little kid because, close that door. We don't want anybody, there's nothing to see here, because now we're going to rape him. Because that's how they roll. Did you know that? That these guys, having sex with women is for procreation, having sex for enjoyment, they have sex with boys. Same thing with the Muslims. That's a thing. Did you know that? That's a thing. Literally having homosexual sex with a child is for pleasure. Having sex with a woman is for procreation. That's crazy. It's absolutely crazy. And it doesn't stop, because Israel pays their college students $2,000 to spread state propaganda on Facebook. This is the last time it was reported, because now you can't talk about them whatsoever at all, or you're an anti-Semite. How do I know that? Well, because, Trump passed a bill. And another thing Trump just passed is to get rid of the penny. And what he's talking about is get rid of the penny because it costs too much to make. Well, pennies aren't made out of copper. When I was a kid, all the coins were made out of, they were actually worth something. They were worth their weight in copper, nickel, silver, and gold. Well, now they're all made out of zinc and whatever else. They're not worth anything whatsoever at all. But Trump is doing this. He is going to, you see how they've been running it so far, how we've had event after event after event? Well, this has come up again. The first thing they did after COVID, I know this says 2023, but I lost the other one. They're pushing for blockchain. They're not calling it digital anymore. So, like I've told you before, when they start pushing things like this, there will be an event afterwards. There'll be some sort of a hacking or something to that effect that causes the banks to go down. They're going to do an event that causes, they need to do this. They need everybody to be digitized, if that's a word. They need everybody to be on the social credit system so that people like me, I'll be done. I'll be dead in the water if I'm not already dead in a corner or in a ditch or out in the woods or on top of a mountain or wherever. It's all good. I'm good with that. But you got a family. You know what I'm saying? They're going to steal every single solitary cent you have, and they're doing hyperinflation right now. Trump's the president. Oh my God, look at that. Groceries are still the same. Gas is still the same. He went to the Super Bowl. Awesome. Now we're going to take over Gaza. Are you kidding me, man? Are you kidding me? I know this isn't new, but I haven't really talked about this very much because there's too much else going on at all times. He's going to go to Gaza, so we're going to have our military tied up in another country again, out in the middle of the Middle East. And of course, they're going to do exactly what they did with Afghanistan and Iraq. They're going to be the good guys and the bad guys at the same time. You know what I'm saying? So this whole entire thing would blow up, just like if a bunch of people from Iraq showed up in Texas and decided that everybody that lived in Texas were insurgents because they stood up for themselves. Not even sure if they would anymore because they have absolutely crushed the humanity out of people. I'm watching people on YouTube. I love this. They're so desperate to say on YouTube to spread the truth so they can stay monetized that they're self-censoring. Do you understand this is trained behavior? The internet has caused you to self-censor yourself just so you can stay on there and get that little bit of monetization. You can spread the message on BitChute, Odyssey, Rumble, your own private website, and Twitter, Facebook, and everything else. It's a pain in the butt to upload to 5 different platforms, especially in my situation, but I do it. You don't make any money whatsoever at all, but I don't have to censor myself. You just say what you got to say, and we still reach 100,000 people for every video across all the platforms. You know what I mean? I'm so sick of watching people, I got to stay on YouTube because, I've had so many channels taken down. Yeah, tell me about it, dude. I was the first to be taken down, and I'm still up and running, and I'm not doing it for monetary value. I'm doing it because I have to make this I can't stop now. The horse is already out of the barn. I've been doing this so long. I have to stick with this till the very end, either the end of me or the end of the country, and they are coming. If Donald Trump was what people think he is, he would have done things that would actually help America. Discontinuing currency, that's not good. Talking about blockchain, US dollar, that's not good. Giving $500 billion to the wealthiest people on earth anyway so they can bring AI into the picture even more so, that's not good. Taking over Gaza Strip, are you kidding me, man? Are you kidding me, man? But that's exactly what's happening. And people are just talking about whatever's fashionable these days, you know what I mean? This isn't a war. This is just a slaughter, an absolute slaughter. And Israel is and has been selling properties. They're literally taking over the entire area and then selling the property. It's all real estate. And then we hear the exact same thing by Donald Trump. You know what I'm saying? It's insane. It's absolutely insane. And it's sad that these crybaby leftist college student people have picked up the mantle of Palestinians because it's muddying the waters and it's working out really well at any rate. And as I'm making this 1 minute ago, if Israeli hostages are not released by Saturday, cancel the Gaza ceasefire. Trump's ultimatum to Hamas, let all hell break loose. It's ridiculous how they're playing up Hamas like it's some big military. These guys literally are shooting what we would call fireworks, bottle rockets and such, improvised devices, while Israel has the most modern military on earth. Better than ours, just a little smaller at any rate. Richie from Boston, I'm out.